Okay. So, animals. Great things. Pets, way of life, dairymen and cattle farmers, hog operators, poultrymen, all these people depend on animals for their well-being, for their livelihood. But how well are these animals treated? A lot of people want to know the answer to this. A lot of people seem to think, however, that they are abused, mistreated, caged. This is generated to the public as 90% of the livestock industry population that does this abuse towards animals. Certain laws have been instituted that kind of enforce the public's view of this. One of these laws is the Ag-Gag Law. The Ag-Gag Law has been instituted newly in Idaho, but has since existed in states like Iowa and Kansas. This law states that investigative journalists and animal rights activists are prohibited by law from entering into a certain operation with cameras to video or photograph any kind of animal cruelty. If they are caught, they can be punished by law. And so this is causing people to think, well then, what are you trying to hide? Or why is it now legal for dairy farmers to hide their animal cruelty? Now, there was a case here in Idaho, in Twin Falls, in a dairy owned by a man named Betancourt, where it was videoed that cows were being beaten with steel rods and even dragged by the neck with tractors. Other horrific scenes. And so, are these things the kind of things that people hide behind closed doors? Betancourt, the owner, claims to have no knowledge that his employees were acting in such a way. He has since fired those employees and hired new people to come in and take their places. Not only has he hired those new people, but he's began to train them on how to handle the cows and all the other livestock there.
And Brother Powell, what do you think? Well, we were talking about that video that is on YouTube about the dairy guys, beating the cows and dragging them and mistreating them. What effect do you think that had on the cows, like their milk production and the effectiveness of the income of the guy that owns the cows?
Well, I think when those cows are frightened, in pain, stressed in those ways, it'll certainly affect their milk production that day, and when they come into the milking parlor in the future, it'll make them nervous and upset, and so it'll hurt their production. And then the animals around them that were near enough that to be scared as well, that'll also affect their milk potential. So it probably resulted in a significant loss to that dairy when those animals are treated that way.
Now, the Ag-Gag laws are not all just cover-ups. Betancourt, the dairyman who recently fired the mishandlers, has received many death threats, as I'm sure many other cattlemen and many other livestock operators have, who've been victims of these viral videos that have come out. Now, if the Ag-Gag law can keep those death threats from coming to people who can't control every little action that goes on in, let's say, a large dairy operation, which could be well over tens of thousands of cattle, Ag-Gag laws could keep his family safe, could keep other families safe. So now we have to wonder, is it good or is it bad? There are over 1 million livestock operations in the world. USDA in 2006 said there was over 900,000 cattle operations and over 60,000 pig operations. In that year, however, there was 33 reported cases of cattle negligence or abuse and 11 cases of pig negligence and abuse. Seeing the great difference in operations, I'm pretty sure it's safe to say that animal cruelty is not widespread. Animal cruelty is a real thing, but it is not the 90% norm that people would have you think it is. So the question is, does Ag-Gag protect farmers, or does it cover up animal cruelty? Many people want to keep themselves safe. Other people want to keep their animals safe. Which one do we do?